This is Quentin Langley for Brandjack News. It's been a particularly active week at Brandjack News this week. There's been a couple of impersonations out there. There's the story about McDonald's being set up in a rather nasty racist Brandjack, which people have put up a sign that's been going around on Twitter saying that McDonald's is going to be charging African American customers more than it charges other customers. Obviously, complete fake, complete hoax, but people were believing it. There's been talk about lesbian blogging this week. It turns out that a lesbian blogger from Damascus was actually a middle-aged American bloke living in Edinburgh. And he was heavily denounced by another prominent lesbian blogger who also turned out to be a middle-aged American bloke, this time living in Ohio. There's been a lot of talk about media ethics. The BBC has apologised to Primark over what appears to have been some fake footage. The BBC Trust concluded on the balance of probabilities this was probably fake. And I got into commenting after Roy Greenslade in The Guardian suggested that the BBC should have stood by this piece of journalism. I don't think they should. If they think it's fake, they shouldn't stand by it. That's ridiculous. There's also been some talk about intellectual property rights, another regulatory issue, as a Twitter account about London Bridge has been handed over now to the actual owners of London Bridge, the city corporation in London. But the biggest brandjacking story of the week by far is the breakup of Ken and Barbie. This is another great brandjack from Greenpeace. The storyline is that Ken has discovered Barbie is into deforestation. Mattel, the makers of Barbie and Ken, buy in some of their pulp and paper products for the packaging from an Indonesian company that Greenpeace accuses of deforestation in Indonesia. And the storyline that Greenpeace has invented around this is Ken has split up with Barbie over deforestation. They've produced some great videos, one of which is on the site, another one I'll be publishing shortly. So yeah, great storyline, the normal narrative that Greenpeace invents, and all the normal stunts that Greenpeace does as well, with people hanging banners off buildings, in this case in Mattel's headquarters in California. So all the normal good Greenpeace stuff. And if I were buying products from APP, I would be pretty concerned about this, just as I would be if I were buying from Sina Mars, another company that's been in Greenpeace's firing line for some time. I've revamped the site slightly. I've put long-standing article, one of my first, I Am Spartacus, back up on the front page. It talks about the generalities of brandjacking, explaining what brandjacking is. So that's the roundup of this week for Brandjack News.